Welcome back to the Vantage Point YouTube channel, and for this video we're going to do another album review, and this time we've gone with Judas Priest and Turbo. So the Turbo album, what could probably be described as a bit of a Marmite album in the Priest catalogue. I've got the 2001 remaster, which came out, the album originally came out in 1986, so I've got it with this in amongst this box set. Yeah, so the best bit about these remasters, in each one there's a bit of PR speak, which I assume is someone writing on behalf of Priest, as opposed to I'd hate to think Priest wrote these themselves. I mean, whilst experimenting with guitar synthesizers, a whole new spectrum of sounds and possibilities was discovered. Embracing the concept to the full, these sounds were used to incredible effect on this album, pushing the parameters of metal into new and unfamiliar territory. Or there was lots of bands who were very big and successful using synthesizers and that kind of thing, so we thought we'd jump on the bandwagon. But anyway, they managed to complete an album that is now regarded by all as a heavy metal milestone. So is that the case? Well, obviously, the album opens with the track Turbo Lover, which as an opener, it doesn't really hit you in the face. It's not really an explosive track. It's more of a bit of a slow burner. And with all those synthesizers, so I imagine back in the day, if you came to that, a big Priest fan, it would have been a bit of a shock. This track's obviously one that the Priest rate themselves, because I think it's pretty much the only one they ever play live these days. Personally though, I think it's one of the weaker songs. It just kind of plods along. Although the chorus is quite good, and the highlight is the guitar solo, which is it's a great wee tune, a nice melodic, but it's not like in the 80s guitar solos are all pyrotechnics really, but this one, yeah, it's a nice little tune you could even hum. So yeah, I do, when I have that song, it's more just listening till we get to the solo, to listen to the cool solo. The one nice thing about this booklet is it gives you lead break credits, and Turbo Lover was Glenn. So there you go. The second track, Locked In, which is a much more upbeat, and after the guitar riff intro, the whole band kicks in with a lot more energy and a lot more purpose, and the vocals are in really quickly tune. It's quickly as well. It's not a big build up into with different parts of the songs. In fact, every song in this album, pretty much, apart from I Think the Cold, is really quite short. It's all short and to the point. And the pre-chorus is really good with when Halford's singing, "You've got the key to my heart," and then it's kind of answered by the nice little guitar riff. And then the guitar solo in this one's another real highlight, but it's quite different from Turbo Lover. This one definitely is on that 80s style of shredding and full-on guitar pyrotechnics. It's pretty impressive. I should have maybe memorised who played them. Oh, the lead break split into 5 parts. KK Glenn, underlying melody, KK arpeggios, and run Glenn. So there you go. I'll leave that open. So I don't know. So yeah, so I think Locked In would be a fantastic live song if they kicked that out now. And it'd probably be pretty good with just how they play their songs now, with just proper, more distorted guitars as opposed to all the synths. Following that, we go into Private Property. Musically, I think it's a great song. It's really commercial, and it's really it's happy, upbeat, and you just want to sing along. The only issue with that sing along, of course, is the lyrics. Maybe not the best, but I suppose that actually makes it more fun to sing along with when the lyrics are a bit of a joke, a bit jokey, not very serious. But the middle 8 into the solo though is great, and then again it's more guitar. Pyrotechnics. Pyrotechnics is my word of the day. Yeah, so it's a really good fun song, particularly if you don't want to take yours too seriously. And it's another solo from Glenn. And then we go into Parental Guidance, where the lyrics get worse. You know, they're a bit fun and cheesy for Private Property, and for Parental Guidance, they're just. I think they've gone past cheese into just a bit cringy. You know, you're just Mr. Dull. It's also, I don't think it's musically as good as Private Property, which means it can't carry the lyrics as well. It's a bit like with the Def Leppard track, Let's Get Rocked, you know, when they're singing about, I'm not going to mow the lawn. You just think, do you want your rock stars, millionaire rock stars in their 30s really singing about not doing what their parents tell them? I mean, I realise that with Parental Guidance, it's about the PRMC and not having classifications on albums and stuff, but it just does come across a lot as I'm not going to do what you tell me. Huffy little teenagers. But when they're in fact multi-million rock stars. And then we've got Rock You All Around the World, which for me is real filler. It's a bit like those other Priest clunkers, Take on the World and United. Yeah, it's not one I would ever really choose to listen to. Again, there's some good guitar playing in the solo, which is again Glenn. Oh, Parental Guidance was Glenn first half and KK second half. So yeah, Rock You All Around the World is definitely a skipper. But then we go into Out in the Cold, which is, I think, not only the best song in this album, it's right up there in the Priest canon. And it's the longest song on the album. You can feel the band stretch out a bit. I don't know if they have the times, do they? It's not very helpful. Yes, they do. 6:26, so it's not a full-on epic, but the band certainly stretch out. There's a bit of a nice atmospheric build-up into the track. Before it goes into a nice relaxed groove with Rob just singing nicely over the top. And this is the one which I think has actually got pretty good lyrics. You can actually, from listening to Rob, you feel like when he's singing them, he actually feels these words and they actually mean something to him. It's supposed to rock you around the world, or I won't do what you tell me. And then I could go on about the solos again, but I think the instrumental section in this is quite fantastic. And first half of the solo was KK, and the second half was Mr. Tipton. So yeah, I mean, I think Out in the Cold is just a really well put together song, and it's a definite highlight in the Priest back catalogue, not just on this album. After that, we've got Wild Nights and Hot and Crazy Days. We're basically off to the Sunset Strip, where Priest are trying to compete with Motley Crue and Poison and Rat. So that's where I think the little linear notes are pushing the boundaries of metal are a bit off. They're just trying to compete with the hair metals and sell a few more records. It's like an okay fun song, but it's nothing to write home about. And they're still in the LA Strip for the next track, Hot for Love. And lots of pulsing synths at the start of this one. And but I think the guitar riff underneath is quite a nice dirty guitar. I think it's really good. You know, hidden under all the sheen and polish makes for quite a good sound. And I really enjoy it. I think it's a great song. I think the pre-chorus is actually the highlight. The chorus isn't quite as good. And then there's a real dueling lead guitars after this. You feel they're actually playing against each other. So I'll look this up and find out there's only one of them did the solo. It was KK with the harmony section both, but actually it seemed like it was, to me, it was like two guitars trading, but there you go. And then after that we have the final song, Reckless, not to be confused with the Bryan Adams album. This is the one I think they got asked to put it on the Top Gun soundtrack and made the mistake of saying no, decided to keep it for this album instead. But yeah, it's got a really nice guitar intro. And both just the riff intro and the lead that's going over the top of it. And I think this is one song that's just seems to have a little bit more backbone. And I think it's maybe Rob Halford just singing it a little bit more aggressively than other songs. And again, the lead playing in the whole album is really good. There's some great solos on it. And this one was by Solo Glenn Licks KK. So yeah, so that was my review of Turbo. It's definitely a very fun album. There's a couple of filler tunes, but there's some great stuff on there. And I do really enjoy it. So as with my last review, I've given each song a mark out of 10. Added them together, divided by the number of songs, which has given a mark from the album, so I can now place it in my little chart of albums I've reviewed. Obviously there's only 2 at the moment, so it's not that interesting, but there it is. So anyway, if you liked that review and want to be notified when I'm doing more reviews, you can subscribe to the channel, and you can also follow on Facebook, Instagram, whatnot, and then you can follow Vantage Point, of course, on the digital platform of choice, Spotify, Apple. Sorry, thanks for watching, particularly if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next video.
Stop searching, wasting all your time. Stop searching, searching is a crime. Stop searching and see the sign. It's the end of the line.